Sometimes, just stop and think that there are certain personalities in history whose own lives are very short, but the light emanating from their existence illuminates centuries. They do not stay on the scene for long, but the gift they give changes the destiny of all humanity. One such silent, dignified, and luminous personality is that of Hazrat Abdullah Bin Abdul Mutalib, who was the respected father of the greatest human being in the world, Hazrat Muhammad. In the sacred valley of Mecca, where the Khana Kaaba stood, where the noble tribes of Quraysh settled, and where Banu Hashim was considered a symbol of nobility, trust, and honor, Hazrat Abdullah was born into this distinguished family. Your father, Hazrat Abdul Mutalib, was not only the leader of the Quraysh, but also a living example of wisdom, sagacity, and dignity in Mecca. From childhood, Hazrat Abdullah was the apple of his father's eye. There was a special attraction and radiance on your face, seeing which people felt that this was no ordinary child. An extraordinary destiny had already been written for him. In his childhood, Hazrat Abdullah was extremely quiet, respectful, and serious. Even in play, nobility remained prominent and dignity reflected in his conversation. The people of Mecca looked upon you with great respect. As age increased, the fame of your beauty, character, and conduct spread throughout Mecca. It is said that many noble women of the Quraysh desired to marry you, but Allah had already predestined a special choice for you. A very important and trembling event in the life of Hazrat Abdullah is when Hazrat Abdul Mutalib made a vow that if Allah blessed him with 10 sons, he would sacrifice one son in the way of Allah. When the sons were complete and the time came to fulfill the vow, lots were drawn. Every time, the lot came out in the name of Hazrat Abdullah. The father's heart trembled, and a silence fell over Makkah, but the promise had been made to Allah. Finally, with the advice of the people of Mecca, it was decided that lots should be cast against camels instead of Hazrat Abdullah. The number of camels kept increasing until the lot fell on 100 camels, and thus the life of Hazrat Abdullah was saved. If one life was saved that day, in reality, the path to the salvation of all future humanity had opened. Upon entering youth, Hazrat Abdullah became one of those young men of Mecca, of whom everyone was proud. He never bowed before idols, never indulged in gatherings of vanity, and never allowed pride a place in his heart. Truthfulness, trust, and purity were part of your character. People trusted you, considered your word to be the truth, and regarded your presence as a source of blessing. During this time, Allah Almighty destined an extremely pure relationship for you. Hazrat Abdullah was married to Hazrat Amina bint Wahb, who belonged to a very noble, dignified, and honorable family of the Quraysh. Hazrat Amina was unparalleled in wisdom, modesty, and purity. This marriage was not just a union of two individuals, but a merging of two pure lineages. And from this relationship, that light was to be born which was to end the darkness forever. Shortly after the marriage, Hazrat Abdullah set out for Syria with a trade caravan. This journey was apparently a routine trip, but something else had been written in destiny. On the return journey, you became ill in Yathrib, which is Medina. The illness intensified, and you stayed with your maternal relatives. Meanwhile, in Makkah, Hazrat Amina was carrying that great trust within her being, whom the world would later know by the name of Muhammad. Fate did not give Hazrat Abdullah the opportunity to see his son with his own eyes. At the young age of approximately 25 years, you departed from this world. He did not see the joy of becoming a father, did not lift his son in his lap, and could not kiss his forehead. But in the eyes of Allah, the criterion of greatness is not duration but purpose, and Hazrat Abdullah had fulfilled his purpose. When Hazrat Muhammad was born, his father was no longer in this world, but his character, his purity, and his lineage were part of this child's existence. In the inheritance of Hazrat Abdullah, there were a few camels, some goats, and a maidservant, but in reality, he had given humanity the most precious gift, the like of which is not found in history. The life of Hazrat Abdullah teaches us a lesson that some people appear less on the scene themselves, but there is wisdom even in their silence. They do not speak much themselves, but the voices arising from their lineage continue to echo for centuries. They do not live very long themselves, but the light coming through them never fades. He was the father whom the world did not recognize much, but whose son will continue to be recognized until the day of judgment. Hazrat Abdullah bin Abdul Mutalib was a silent sacrifice, a complete trust, and a personality whose short life bestowed the greatest blessing upon humanity.